Hey nerds, join us on Discord and hit that subscribe button.
Good morning. I'm Oma.
Kedek.
Flynn.
Zika.
And I'm your DM, Seth. Welcome to Venture Forth. When last we left our heroes, after arriving at the Ashen Hammer here within Dortamen and sitting down with the gatekeeper to the Crownlink crew, Luca Vask, Seeker set about making contact with his old pals in the criminal underworld. As the AOR gathered, some in the bar and some outside the bar, you were taken by Mortis and Ava, two of Seeker's old crew members, down into the bowels of Dortamen. After navigating a series of confusing pathways and tunnels marked in Thieves' Cant, they led you deep into the bedrock of the door, and you eventually found your way to the true hideaway of the crew, the Crown and Hammer. You entered into the opulent space, seeing the various members of the crew and others spread throughout the large and bedazzled interior, but were summarily brought before none other than Zami Ghazi. Did I say bedazzled?
You did.
I did not mean to say that.
I was like, we're doing it.
I think you should
You know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, I think it's
You were brought before none other than Zami Ghazi, the Oro patron of the Ghazi family here within Westreach. It is like bedazzled. It was very jeweled and everything. So like technically, it's very pretty.
It's like a court. Yeah, no, it's great.
You were brought before the Oro patron of the Ghazi family, and you parlayed with her for a time and asked about seeing Walker and pled your case before the assembled crowd about your need to go into the waste to address the threats against Elbor. And you were listened to. But, unfortunately, some unfinished business that has followed Seeker these many years needed attending, according to her. It was then that you all learned how Seeker actually managed to escape the crew, killed by the hand of his mentor, in front of his remaining accomplices and the other members of his crew after failing a job given to him in the southern part of the continent as a newly promoted VODA within the crew. But that same mentor brought Seeker back from the dead, left him outside of the city of Westreach, and instructed him to not come back. And while his death and his ability to avoid the crew these many years since he has been gone was forgiven thanks to the cunning it required, the betrayal of his mentor, who had remained with the crew, could not go unpunished in the eyes of Zami. And so, the price for her betrayal was extracted. She was summarily executed. Brave attempts to halt the senseless slaughter of this woman were made, but in this seat of power of the crew, unfortunately, those efforts were met with resistance and overcome. Syl Blackthorn was killed, and Seeker publicly given amnesty from the crew, promised to not be hunted any longer. And the identity of Walker was revealed to be none other than Kira, another friend of Seeker's, and someone he left here a long time ago. And in the wake of all of this, after Seeker was publicly forgiven, you all left the Crown and Hammer, but not before some rousing words were said, and a few minds, perhaps, nudged just a touch in the right direction. As you all made your way upward, after talking with Mortis, Ava, and some other members of the crew, out into the growing moonlight as we approach Moon Peak Festival and into the evening air. You headed back to the Swaying Bow, the inn that you have here, that you have stayed within in the Green Ring, and found your way to sleep. We pick back up the following morning. You all waken in your beds. You may all take a long rest. You have already.
Yeah. Finally.
Whoa.
How do I
How many
long
sessions
rest?
have we gone without?
Too many.
It's
I don't even know how to get to it. On
Since
the
before
sheet.
Comic-Con.
Since before Comic-Con.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been what? That's 6 episodes. 6 episodes without a long rest.
Guys, we gotta sleep more.
Yeah.
Oh, do we?
You guys really do.
Yeah.
You guys really do.
Yeah.
My character sheet is like, do you really want to?
Yeah, are you sure?
Are you sure you
Yeah, you did, yes. And we have a level up.
Hey, what up, level up?
Yes, Flynn
Watch out for
slowly
me.
but surely creeping back up.
Slowly.
Finding his way back, finding his way. But you all waken the morning, the sun rises. you see as it kind of begins to come in through the large open balcony that you have that faces a little bit to the north and the west. As you all awaken, Seeker, in your room, as you awaken, you see perched on the back of a chair, not far from you, looking, head tilted. You see Eldra.
Hey.
Hello, girl.
Silent wing, she flaps over to you, sits on the bed next to you. The head kind of tilting as the large eyes of her owl form kind of blink at you.
A good time for you to be back.
You sent her to Westreach, I believe it was like 6 days ago.
Yeah.
So it took her until basically she arrived sometime in the night. Found you.
That's amazing.
What a fortuitous timing for you to also be here with her.
Cool.
So great.
So not resting was good.
Yeah, we did it right. Just giving some scratches and finding bits of bread and food that I have in my pack and just
Scarfs it.
lot to catch up on. And then I'll stand up and walk out of the room and see who's up, who's out.
Yeah. Who wakes up first, you guys think? Who's typically the first one up?
Well, I went to sleep first.
Yeah, you did go to sleep first. That's true.
And everyone else stayed up and like kind of chatted.
Mm-hmm.
And
You
had
guys have a
tea.
suite, I think, if I
Yeah.
recall correctly, you have 3 different bedrooms in this like larger suite. You all jammed into one larger room.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was, Oma had her own room, and then Thessaly and Kellic
Yeah, and then
and
we probably
Seeker
had-
and
Oma
Quinn.
always gets her own
Oh, so we
room.
would be in the same room?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I think you two are in the same room, if I recall correctly. Don't
Oh.
quote me, I forgot.
So are you awake?
I don't think we ever talked about the actual
The
layout
actual
of
layout.
the.
I just remember
suite.
there's a very nice bathroom.
That's right.
I think it's
That's
canon
right.
now.
And a balcony facing the waste.
Yes, facing northwest, yeah.
No, I'm probably still asleep. I had a hectic day last
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I'm not leaving the room. What I'm... Okay. So here's what we're going to do.
Yes?
To go perch. And go perch at the head of the bed where Flynn is.
On the silent wings of her owl form, she perches right on the you said the foot or the head?
The head.
The head of the, so she like perches up on the headboard above him.
And then I'm going to kind of hide myself a little, and I'm going to find just some debris or some coins.
Mhm.
So just take some coins out of my bag and just start tossing them at Flynn's face.
Okay. One by one, as Eldra like leans out and kind of owl eyes over
Oh,
the beak,
yes,
just
yes,
like
yes.
staring,
That's
like
good.
she's kind of like right above.
Eldra?
The wings flap.
What? Seeger, your bird's here.
Good morning. I know. I just had to
Morning.
wake you up. and some coins.
Oh, cool. I'll pick the coins up in my hand. Put them in my backpack.
They were all
Thank
platinum, not
you.
plain.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Coppers.
Oh, man.
How'd you sleep?
Good. I mean, I feel like I haven't slept in a long time.
It's been a long
Been
time.
a lot. We've done a lot.
We don't sleep a lot.
No, we don't. How you doing?
It was a pretty crap night.
Yeah, did you wake up a lot or
Just bad dreams.
it was the tea?
I don't think it was the tea, no. No, I think it was everything else.
Yeah, I got kicked around a little bit while I was out there.
Oh yeah, do you
Uh,
you feeling okay? Do you need any?
No, I think I'm okay. I mean, a little sore, but it's comes with the job, so No, I'll be good. Oh, that reminds me. I do have something when we get everyone together. Probably would have helped yesterday. Me. But yeah, whenever anyone wakes up,
Let's go wake
we
them up.
Okay. And I'll kind of get up. I'll grab my things and kind of head out.
All right. You guys gather your things here in your room. You head out, and
Are you gonna knock on Oma's door or come into Oma's room?
Probably knock.
You don't hear anything.
Oma!
Nothing.
I'm ringing the silent bell
Okay.
for help. I forgot.
Oh,
Already.
I'll walk over to Kellic and Thessaly's room and knock on theirs. Kellic, Thessaly, if you guys are up and decent, come out.
Just once, I'd like to sleep in.
If it could just not be Flynn,
Kellic, Thessaly, guys.
Any other voice, the first voice I hear in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
Guys, I got you something.
No
Come
one
on
has a right
out.
to be that chipper for early.
Truly, I don't know where he finds it.
Seeker, they're not answering either.
We're here, Flynn.
I'll be out in a moment, Flynn.
Okay, yep, cool.
Thank you.
All right, you guys need anything?
No.
Okay,
Thank you, Flynn.
Okay,
I'll
I'll.
be here.
Okay, like tea or.
Flynn.
Okay, sorry.
I'm ordering breakfast.
Thank you, Seeker.
Where's Oma?
I don't know. Wasn't answering. But I knock again. It seemed like I kind of upset Kellic and Thessaly.
Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe you do it. Maybe she'll answer to you. I can ring the bell if you need me to. Do we need to do it continuously until they show up?
I think.
Okay, and I'll go back and I'll start ringing the bell.
Okay. As Seeker goes over, you
And
hear
I'll knock.
Yeah. As you knock, a short time later, you hear a loud knock on the front door. You go to open.
Start
Is Oma? We'll get there to that, but yeah, you knock on Oma's door.
Nothing.
I'll open the door.
Okay.
Oma.
In the bed, you just see a giant lump. And like the blanket's completely covering the lump.
So I'll just be like, Eldra, get her.
And like the bird silently goes over and lands, and then just starts like dancing, like feet, like kind of
On
one
the lump.
foot, like is on 1 foot at a time, and just like flapping
How's
its
this
wings,
lump
flapping her
moving?
wings.
Is it moving like a...
Is it Oma?
As
Like a
soon- yeah,
13-year-old
it's
child.
Oma.
I was like, shit, did Oma sneak out?
Yeah.
What a teenager
I
movie.
wouldn't put it past her.
But yeah.
No. If that starts happening, stop, Flynn. Leave me alone.
You hear like wings flapping.
It's not Flynn. It's time to wake up.
I can't hear anything.
Oh.
Flynn, leave me alone. Stop. And I like look at blankets, and I eventually is Eldra stopping, or does she continue?
Yeah, like as you start moving around, you see she like flaps the wings,
Yeah.
and then once you get like real start moving around, she like flies off and goes and like pops up on a like a side table by the bed.
If she does that, I'm gonna like wiggle down, just nestle in a little bit more, and like the blanket is still completely over the lump.
Nice. Eldra's head like does the full 180 thing where like she's like looks at her and she's like looks over to you, and then kind of like if a bird could shrug.
Fine, I'll go. And I'll walk over and try and find your forehead and like tap.
The blanket is over my face, so
So I'm just tapping.
you're
randomly.
tapping.
Yeah.
Flynn, I'm sleeping.
It's time to wake up.
Can you not hear? Was that your wild magic surge?
No.
Oh, geez. I was like, oh my god. What happened? What happened?
No.
I'll take the blanket. I'll try to. Are you holding the blanket tight? I'm gonna try and.
You can if
Take
you
the
try to
blanket.
take the blanket off, it'll come off.
I'm taking the blanket off.
I'm covering my face because I'm trying to sleep, but I have wrapped like cloth around my head to block my ears because you guys were
Oh.
so loud last time when you were talking. So I've completely like stuck like paper in my ears
Yeah.
to try to sleep.
Oh, that's
and
right.
I've wrapped my head in like
Amazing.
cotton, and I'm like holding my face because I'm trying to sleep in.
What are you doing?
I'm asleep. But wait, I can hear you. Sorry.
probably hear a little bit.
I'm gonna try and peel your hands off your face and just put my face right in your face.
Seeker,
I nod.
leave me alone.
I shake my head.
I'm sleeping. Can't
Shake
you
my head.
tell?
No,
I'm
no.
asleep. I thought we had the day.
Okay, and then I'll shrug and at that I'll walk out.
All right. Almost back to sleep then?
Almost gonna sleep as long as she can.
Amazing. All right. So the
That's
three
very
of
funny.
you, the
She's
four
a
of
child.
you.
She needs
Yeah.
more sleep
Yeah,
than you
she needs
guys.
like 12
right.
hours.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Right.
She's growing. But yeah, takes a lot of energy to contain all that magic.
That's
Um,
That's right.
But yeah,
as,
you
I,
guys.
as I walk out of the room, I'll just find Flynn and I said we should sleep more, and Olma wants to sleep, so we're going to let her sleep.
Okay, do I keep bringing this or?
Oh, so yeah. You're very
That's
firm, just
coming
like
down the stairs.
like kind of an irritated knock on the door.
I'll go and I'll open the door. Hello.
Hello, and you see just like a young elven man, hair cropped short. He's wearing kind of the same sort of garb that you've seen here in the Swaying Bow. They do have like an unofficial livery. Everybody kind of wearing the same like loose linen clothing, and just kind of crosses their arms patiently. As a reminder, we can hear it, the bell. You don't need to ring it repeatedly.
Oh.
Just a reminder.
Oh,
What can I do for you?
Oh.
breakfast.
Right.
Breakfast, please.
Excellent. I'll have something
Here.
pulled up. Any special requests?
Here's a gold piece. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Only gold?
Oh,
The
Oma would
gold
be proud.
disappears into a belt pouch. Any special requests for breakfast this morning?
A bit of everything.
Yeah, and if you have lemon pastries, that'd be cool.
I believe some could be found.
Cool.
All right. And then,
And something, just something plain, please.
of course.
Ed-
And they exit. They exit. A short time later, they do
Yeah,
come
I'm trying
back
to
with
disguise it.
a couple of. There's two of them actually. They're carrying two kind of large like platters. And there's basically like breads, cheeses, some fresh fruit. You see like lots of berries and things like that in the morning. You see some yogurt and whatnot that has been all put together. Basically like some plates of eggs, some breakfast meats and things like that, bacon, sausage, all that. And over to the side you see some like what appear to be sort of very flaky, puffy pastries with kind of like a yellowish, like a yellow kind of almost custard-like substance on top.
Oh, yeah.
There's one of those for each of you guys, sort of off in the corner. It's very arranged neatly. It's got a little dusting of powdered sugar on the top of it, a little confectioner's sugar, and there's a big sort of a big silver pitcher that has. There's two of them. One has water. One has like a steaming hot tea that has been brewed for you guys.
Nice.
They just like bring it in and set it down on one of the tables that is in there. There's kind of a small table with about 3 chairs at it in this sort of larger common room area of this suite that you guys have. And they set it all down and then excuse themselves.
Is the smell like wafting into all the rooms?
Yeah, because the airflow through this room is very good. Because like as soon as they open the door, like all of that, because it goes out, it comes in from the outside rather, like the big open balcony doors. So yeah, all the air kind of moves and circulates in here very well. So
Yeah.
the tea especially, it's very it's like a very minty kind of strong smell. Something that'll like wake you up in the morning, you know.
So if I smell like the eggs and the like
And the bacon.
and the bacon and the like pancakes and like whatever I'm smelling, as I smell it, I like peek my eyes open, and if you're in the main room, you just see my door like bang open, and you just see a short figure like enshrouded in a blanket, like completely covered in a blanket, and you just see like little feet walking towards the table, and I sit down in one of the chairs and pull my legs up under the blanket, and I just stick an arm outside from the blanket and grab a piece of bacon and pull it back under the blanket, and I just
Morning, Oma.
I don't think she can hear you.
I have to tell you that's a bit unsanitary on us. You know, someone's gonna have to clean that blanket.
stick another arm out, and I grab a fistful of eggs and bring it back in.
Eating with their hands, amazing.
Love it.
Well, I don't know when the last time we had like a big meal was.
Yeah.
Like,
No, this is good.
Like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I have
you
not
guys were
eaten.
on the road, like running around. You were like you guys have been actually. That's a good point. You guys have been eating like soldiers' rations.
Right.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah, more or
like
less.
I
like
went
just
home.
terrible,
I was at home
dry.
for 2 days, but
Yeah.
like, and
It's
they were in
definitely
the
a rarity.
That's true.
Yeah.
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 But you're also a kid, so you probably immediately forgot.
Yeah.
That, like, oh, I had a good meal 2 days ago. Like, as far as home is concerned, she doesn't eat like
It's
this.
been years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is like it's a big spread. Like there's plenty of food for all of you guys. It's all good. But yeah, Oma, you see this little arm, just quick too, like come out real fast. It's that monk training. Good for snatching food. But yeah, you guys periodically see a little arm snap out of the
That's really
blanket,
funny.
grab a pastry, grab a bit of eggs, piece of bacon. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll do the same. I'll
Yeah.
consume.
Oh, yeah.
Get some of this
Definitely,
good meal.
Definitely
All
fuel up.
Mm-hmm.
cool. So yeah, you guys spend like 30 minutes just eating. But yeah, whatever you guys would like to talk about over breakfast.
I'll pour tea for Thessalina, and yeah.
But yeah, yesterday was a lot. It was a lot. How's everyone doing?
Pretty terrible.
I just I want to say apologize for putting us in more danger than we needed to be. I guess it was unwise of me. As much as I wanted to. Well, I couldn't bear it. The barbarity of that.
Yeah, it was hard to watch.
But our goals extend beyond an immediate life, as much as it pains me to say. So, I don't know. I can't promise anything. I just want y'all to know that I understand that.
Yeah.
It's who you are, and I felt it too.
We all felt it.
I know.
And I understand. I mean, you're right. Like, we do have bigger tasks, and there are, we don't make it, then the whole world could implode. But at the same time, I'd like to save whoever we can.
What's the point of being agents of repair if we can't solve problems right in front of us?
We can't solve it all.
For what it's worth, though, I mean, Nalfane seems really happy right now.
Aye. No, we can do a lot with just the small actions
So-
we take.
We are helping. We may just not be able to help every single person.
Right.
Oh yeah, Nalfane took your room.
Oh, okay. I mean, I wasn't really using it. As long as you save me some bacon, I think I'll be good.
Nope. I take the plate and I bring the plate under. I bring the whole plate under the blanket.
Oh, Mom!
The crumbs just like flick off of it as it force of it.
Well, I think she can hear, so and I'll get up and because I'm done, and I'll run to my room and I'll come back in with a box and I'll set it on the table. I'll move my plate aside and sit on the table. I actually did get something that might help us moving forward, and I've been, trying to find a good time to bring it up, but lots going on, so
Like presents?
kind of, yeah, for everyone.
I slowly pull the hood down over my eyes, but just
There you
like
go.
pull it down just a little bit.
Just enough. Just
Like right
There you
under my
go.
ears,
Oh,
so that
hey.
you can see my eyes and the top of my head and my ears. You can see that, Seeker, you can see that the wrapping, I've taken the wrapping off my head.
Nice.
Hello.
Hi, Oma.
Good morning, Alma.
Yeah, presents. So basically, when we were in Stillgate, I kind of did some shopping. I did drop something off there, so eventually we do need to go back, but I have time. Anyway, I got this because they have to work on the other thing that I got, and I'll go to the box and I'll open it, and you'll see 5 rings of varying metals.
That's correct.
Basically, when I remember, the shopkeep said that if we wear them all and someone gets hurt really bad, everyone else wearing the ring will know.
Oh.
So like basically
So
yesterday,
like last night we would know.
you would have known that I was getting my face punched in, which is, fine. I mean, I was fine, but like,
You looked, well, I'm fairly certain you might have died if we hadn't found you.
I was fine. But anyway, I mean, I don't know what we're gonna run into and I'll
No,
point
that's
that-
a great idea. Then. Good thinking.
Yeah. There's different metals, and I had some ideas of who to give what, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. Alma, if you want to choose one, and I'll hold the box out to you, to where the arm has been coming out of the blanket,
Yeah.
and I think you see, remind me, you see 5. You see brass, copper, silver, gold, and bronze.
Bronze, yeah.
And bronze.
Which one did you have in mind for me?
Well, I think I was thinking of this silver one for Thessaly because it matches, and then I was thinking of the gold one for Kella because it matches. But you guys could also switch. I thought that might be cute.
You definitely kind of share a look, like a little like.
That would be kind of cute.
and to be fair, I really don't know much of a difference between brass, bronze, and copper. They all kind of look similar, but that's kind of why I was kind of like that.
You wanted to match me?
Yeah. But they all look. Yeah, I'll just hold it out. You can choose.
And I'll just stick my hand out.
I'll pick here, this one. I'll take a copper one and put it on one of your fingers.
Hell yeah. Awesome. How's it look?
It looks pretty good. Oh, and it shrinks.
Oh,
Is it
shrinks
gonna
down.
grow with me too?
Unclear.
That's
Yeah.
usually how that kind of
It-
magic works.
I would assume so. Magic
Because
is weird.
it's magic.
So it's up
I mean,
to you.
Seeker, if you want to cast, that spell on it, you can find out what everything, how they do. I don't know the distance. I don't know, I think planar stuff is weird with it, but if you want to find out all
That's
the
often
information on it,
case, Yes.
that might be smart. I mean, whenever you're done eating. But yeah, basically everyone gets one, and then if you're invisible or if I'm separated or someone's hurt, we'll know. I think it gets warm or cold or something. So
I take the gold one and I hold it up to Thessaly. Thessaly, may I give you this ring?
You may. And she puts her hand out, gets the ring, and
I'll hold the box to
yeah,
Thessaly.
she takes a silver one, puts it on you.
So then it's brass and bronze.
Mhm.
I'll just hold it to Seeker,
Aw.
I'll take the brass one.
and I'll go in. I'll grab the bronze one, and I'll put it on my sword index finger, right here.
As Flynn is the last one you guys all feel as the rings flare warm on your guys' finger.
I have a question. Does this require attunement?
No.
Okay, cool.
Once everyone's done, I'll start helping clean up and put the plates away. And
Yeah. And while you're doing that, I'll take my ring off.
I just take a last piece of toast. And
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Amazing.
next time we got to get more bacon.
Yeah.
And I'll set
I
out.
could use more.
Well, I think if you ring the bell, they'll come up with more.
I'm okay.
Ring it a lot.
Don't ring it a lot. For people who think magic is cool, you'd think you'd take a moment to understand.
I'm getting on that.
Amazing.
That's
Magic is cool, and sometimes so is a prank.
Oh, fantastic.
You need to work
Just
on the definition
identify
of prank here.
And I'll perform a ritual on my copper ring to figure out what it does.
All right.
Mine's copper.
Oh, I have brass.
You have brass?
Right. My
Uh,
brass ring.
So you, after the course of 10 minutes, the purple plasma energy kind of rolling over the ring itself as you slowly kind of come to understand. And at the end of the 10 minutes, you've identified the rings of friendship.
Oh, I love it.
Love to see it. We
Like-
do.
I have the full official description, but effectively, the way that these work are they are all sort of attuned to one another. If the bearer of any of them drops to 0 hit points, the ring will flare cold on your finger. So you'll know that someone among the group has effectively is dying, dropped to 0 hit points.
Got it.
They do not function if someone leaves, if someone is, for example, on the ethereal plane or in any of the various demi-planes that we know exist within Elbor. But so it's limited to being on the prime
Oh,
material.
okay.
So, for example, Flynn would have gone cold when Flynn was down to 0, but then when he was put into the pocket dimension,
Mhm.
it would have stopped.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
it would have gone cold, warm, cold, nothing.
Yeah,
So
and
when
we
you
would
hit
have
zero,
thought
so it's
he
like
was
when you're
dead.
making death saves.
Yeah,
basically.
it flat it goes cold on your finger. Yeah.
When I was
Okay.
stabilized,
And
if I
then-
would have not been put in the portal, would it have stayed cold?
So it goes cold when you go to 0 hit points and it remains cold, and then as soon as you would have gone into the pocket dimension, it would have stopped.
Right, but
When you're
But
stabilized?
if I'm
Oh, when you're
stabilized, by, spare the
stabilized.
dying, would it still be cold or I'm still
yeah.
unconscious? It's unconscious
well,
condition?
technically, once you get stabilized, you're at 1 hit point,
Oh,
but
okay.
unconscious.
Oh.
So it would have gone back to normal. Would have gone back to warm.
Cool. So
Um,
it saves us. It's a death saving throw. So if it's not cold, it's
But we would have thought he was dead.
Yeah, you got
Because cold, warm, cold,
yeah.
nothing.
You're
well, I
making
was
some
going
mixed
up and down,
signals
up and
for
down.
sure. Like I said, I have the
Lynn is
exact
having
description. I'm having trouble logging into D&D
That's
Beyond,
okay.
but
That's cool.
I think
but
I might have it here somewhere too.
not sponsored, but
we can make that
I
happen.
mean, yeah. Get it working
We
for a
can-
game.
we
Make
can
it
get that.
hard.
Call me.
but yeah, these do not require attunement, and they're basically they function as long as you are all on the same plane. Excluding, of course, like I said, pocket dimensions, that kind of thing. That will the planar interference will mess with them. And I'll get you guys the official description of all of them.
Got it.
you.
Okay,
You're very
so
welcome.
Thessaly,
Thessaly has
silver,
the
Gold.
gold one. The gold one, yeah.
gold, and Kellic.
Kellic has the silver. Ulma has the copper. Seeker has the bronze, and Flynn has
Brass.
sorry, damn, brass.
He's got bronze.
But they're all the same, so we
Yeah.
match.
Oma has copper.
Yeah.
C.
I don't. You know what? Brass and bronze. Like, I'm not sure. Like, what they actually.
One's an alloy, right?
Yeah.
Can have the
You
difference
have-
or something.
Well,
like
bronze
Brass.
is an alloy.
They
so
look.
Yeah.
it's
It's
a
funny.
mixture.
Brass, bronze, and gold all look very similar.
They-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 3 of them look very much alike. The brass,
Copper.
bronze, and gold. Copper looks much oranger,
Oh,
Right.
and then the silver one is different. So 3 of them look a lot alike. One is similar, but not as gold looking as the brass and bronze one. And then there's a silver one.
And are they just out of
Yeah.
flavor wise? Are they like simple rings, or are they engraved with things?
As you look closely, there are faint arcane runes that are delicately carved into the metal, the surface of the metal on all of them.
I like your wedding.
Animac.
Yeah. Hey, there you go.
Hey.
Destiny
Yeah.
Gold, Kellic Seeker, Kellic Silver, Oma.
Mine is Seeker
Yeah.
color.
Destiny Gold, Kellic Silver, Oma Copper, Seeker Brass, Flynn Bronze.
Yay, we
No,
did
I don't
it.
have any
Rings,
notes to take.
rings of friendship to match
There you
our.
go.
Wow.
That
I'm
pen-
gonna
that
flip
pen
on that
offended
later.
you.
He's acting like he's
That
bad.
pen
He's
offended
like,
More
I'm
pens
free
in
of
there.
this.
I think we have pens in
Here
there.
we
This-
go. I can't take notes, I guess.
I'm free
Oh,
of
no.
Shucks.
this. Oh no.
All right.
But yeah, you guys
Don't
have
make me throw it at you.
each
Oh,
of you
yeah.
guys have those in your possession
I mean,
now.
Okay.
Very exciting.
Um,
As you guys wrap up breakfast, the last bit of toast being snatched by Kellic before it's
Oh, is
taken
it
away. And you guys, you know that later on this evening, you are set to meet Kira. She did say that she would come to you and find you here, basically when the sun went down. So you have the full day here in Westreach to do whatever it is that you'd like to before you get to this evening and officially depart and start making your way northward. Yeah.
I will. I guess. How do I want to do this? Yeah. I will after breakfast has been dealt with and we've left the room relatively clean. I will talk to. I will tap Thessaly's shoulder and just I think I'm gonna. Well, I'm gonna go to the temple here. I think there's some. Well, hopefully I can get some long overdue answers to some questions we have. But we'll see.
All right. Would you like to be alone?
I don't need to be if you'd like to come. But I know that's not your favorite locale, so to speak.
Yes, but well, I'm not familiar with this city, so I suppose that's as good a thing to do as any.
Right. Sure. Anything you need to do before we depart?
I mean, part of me thought that perhaps we could take a look around and, do a little more research on the wastes. I'm not exactly sure what we should be prepared for. So maybe just do some looking around, see if there's anything we think that could help with the journey.
I imagine.
I know it's dangerous.
Right. I mean, I'd assume that this would be the place that would know.
The most about it.
Right. It's pretty close.
Yes.
We can ask the temple if they have recommendations. As also as far as that goes. And
Well then, I'll go with you.
all right. And I'll offer my arm.
She takes it.
is that completely quiet, or is it?
No,
kinda-
it's yeah.
Is the temple near the temple that I want to go to, or is it in a different?
Yeah, so it is near. So you guys are currently situated in the Green Ring, which is the sort of the largest and the lowest as far as this kind of tiered city of Westreach goes. The Temple to Famir, which you know the name of, is called the Altar of the Three,
baby.
and it is in the Purple Ring.
Okay.
The Temple to Laurus is in the Fire Ring, which is the top. So the Fire Ring, and it sits opposite of Tialra's Tower, which is the original building that Tialra claimed as her own when she founded the city. So it's on the way. It's on the way.
Okay. I want to go to a temple as well. Actually, it's a spot I used to go to a lot, and I was going to invite all of you or any of you who want to go to come with me. But I don't know what you want to do.
I'd be down for that. Sure. As long as I can stop it. The author of the three first. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to it. I might run around and get some stuff done, but
I was also thinking of looking for some magic shops.
ooh,
Aye.
They have some good ones here.
makes sense.
I want to go to the magic shops, but I don't want to go to the temple.
Okay.
Wait, is it the temple for Laurus?
Yes. It's a really, 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 really cool spot that I used to hang out and look out over things.
Does sound pretty cool.
I guess I should say hello.
You don't have to.
I kind of feel like I do.
Gotta wonder what Laurus thinks of Volma. All things considered.
Good place to find out.
Yeah, we're doing good on his terms, if Silent is to be believed.
Oh, maybe we can talk to them.
Laurus?
I don't know how this works.
That's fair.
Maybe we can.
I don't either.
Probably good to update them.
Well,
If
I
they've
think they know to some extent. That's usually.
Yeah.
I think I heard Famir's voice when we were in the woods by Sunplume.
Huh. What'd they say?
Run.
Well,
Good advice.
It was. I thought maybe it was.
You know, now we're thinking about gods. Before we head out, I don't know if it makes any sense if we want to talk about all this stuff, but we can talk to them and get them to get along. Maybe all 10 of them can take care of Vossernoth if they if they were to let them out and then subdue them into submission altogether, because I think that was the problem, right? That either the old gods or the new gods aren't strong enough by themselves to take out Vossernoth. But what if we can convince them? I mean, you are the bridge or whatever. So what if maybe we convince them all
I don't
to
know
work
why you
together?
say it like that, but yeah, that's the symbol. I hope to be.
Maybe that can be what we do. We bridge them together, and then all 10 of them together can submit, or can make Vossernoth submit the heart or gem or star, and then we don't have to have a cycle, but we do fix Vossernoth instead of having them all die.
Well,
I mean, at the end of the day, if they can't do it, then they...
So you're trying to get Vossernoth to do what exactly?
Well, because I remember us coming to the conclusion that they are not going to give their spark willingly.
Right. But also, we made a contract with to kill Vossernoth.
What did it say? Kill?
Yes, by our
yes.
hand, die by our hand, I think was
Or
the
our
wording.
influence? But I'm
Or-
assuming that
yeah.
Yes, right.
whatever happens after the spark is taken away, I'm assuming that they'll kill Vossernoth.
I mean, maybe we can get the gods to plead our case.
Or if there's no spark, maybe we can kill Vossernoth. I think the spark is what gives the power, no?
I don't think so. I think that the thing that's being passed on is the binding script, the contract, the covenant that seals Elbor. That's what's being passed on. It's not about the power so much as the responsibility, the onus to command the world. I think certainly some power comes with that, but as we've seen with the old gods and the new, well, it's not either or. It's not all or nothing.
It's a thought.
Also, don't know if this. I don't know if I can trust my own mind on this. It was a lot to hear, but my understanding is that Vossernoth is very much the same as they were when they were just the seer. whereas the gods are not as strong or as potent or as unified.
As capable as.
Well, as their origin, right? There is a siphoning of power that's happening as the cycle continues. There must. She said, "What? What is death to a god?"
Mm-hmm.
So if there is some remains of other cycles, that would imply that it's not always a complete transition. The same way that the new gods have not completely taken over. So I don't know. So even if we were to mathematically stack up the power of all 10 gods of Elbor against Asronath being the most pure, potent form of godliness, that may not be enough.
Well,
I don't really
I
know
guess
what
it
other-
depends how much it's been diluted. Because if all 5, 6 were originally the same, then if we add them up, it should be more.
Right.
It might be easier to convince him to do that than the alternative.
Well, yes. Although, as we've come to know, and as as is pretty much self-evident, often the lethal route is much easier than trying to find a workaround, seal him away again. This is harder. So if it becomes necessary, that may be the simplest option. It may require the least power, all things considered.
Well, we don't have to make a decision right now.
No, and I intend on asking Famir because, well, to be candid, I don't. It's not in my interest to keep anything from you all. It raises the question: this contract. If any of them are to go rogue, I can't remember her precise phrasing, but if they were to betray or if they were to die or kill one another,
The veil.
it all breaks and they all die, right? It's often been kept, I assume, in terms of self-preservation.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if Famir and Laurus were to, say, agree, well, to have one kill the other or remove themselves, that may be enough to kill the outcast if the contract has that weight on him still.
Yeah, I think I'm just worried that they're never gonna want to do that.
Aye, well, Famir, I know Famir, and not easy to make this decision that's best for everyone in the world, certainly. But if that is a good route, I think she might be able to be convinced. But I don't know. I hope to gather some clarity on that.
That opens up other questions too, because just because we convinced Famir to do it doesn't mean the other ones.
Well, we might only need one. That's my question.
Well, why wouldn't they just lock her away the
Yeah.
way they did the outcast?
Realizing that she's gonna turn, they'll just lock her away too.
If they get wise to it fast enough, if she can't
Yeah.
convince them of
And they-
its importance. They're scattered. Even Famir, her domain is not her own. Zachariel occupies it. I don't know.
There's a lot of answers we still need.
And it's all not, we use these terms to describe it, but the way it works is difficult for mortals to conceive. So, all these ways of describing the way the power matches it's not 100%, right? It's
Yeah, it was just a thought. And I mean, maybe we'll find out more at this temple. We have a beacon of Laurus, and
Where? I'm just kidding.
under all those blankets.
No,
yeah,
no beacons here.
it can't
Just
shine
bacon.
of the might of the.
Do you have any more under there?
Nope.
We've got the bacon of Laurus.
The bacon of Laurus.
I can ask Laurus as well. I don't know that I will hear back, but
Bacon wrapped Laurus.
If
Anyway.
not himself, then maybe Silent can convey something.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, I know we're still batting this stuff around, but I just wanted to bring it to the group, and just something maybe whenever we get to that point. But
Do we have a copy of the contract with My Lord of Shadehold.
Oh, the Fae.
Is that something we can
I
look
mean,
at?
I'm pretty sure it was just
Archfey.
kill the outcast. And then we don't give him a year of our lives?
And I mean,
No, it was 100 years.
No. Oh, he can only ask us to do one favor for 100
Within
years.
100 years.
Yes, right.
Also, if, and again, this is another big if, but like if we were to convince all 10 gods to work together and they are end up being powerful enough to stop and make Phosphor submit and give up his power, and we don't necessarily kill anyone, maybe the gods can just take care of the Archfey. And then we don't have to serve our contract. Because I think a god is above an Archfey, right?
Certainly.
And 10 of them.
But also, as long as we were part of what brought the outcast to death, then that's fine. Because we made sure that that was written in the contract.
Right, but if they like don't kill the outcast when they take the spark, I don't know how that works. But like if that, for whatever reason, Phosphor is still alive without a spark, because we still don't know what happens to a god when they die.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, let's. I don't know this city at all. So.
This is a lot of big thoughts for this early in the morning.
I know. I hesitated a little bit. But
It's important. We have to have our heads on straight
Yeah,
before we
things-
go into the waste.
things come in my head and then they
Can we do
leave.
the
So
phylactery first? Because I just can't deal with gods right now.
right. Better to have it though, and then think about it than
We
not. I guess. I don't know.
Probably when we go to magic shops, we should ask about phylactery and find
Oh, yeah.
information for how to break it.
I mean, you can talk to them about that. I gotta talk to them about my own thing.
Okay.
No, yeah, there might be libraries and stuff around here too that would have information potentially.
On how to destroy a phylactery.
I mean, yeah, maybe the temples probably do.
I also wonder if I could get a better shield. Just been working
Probably.
with this one so far.
Okay, so we have a lot of things we want to do. So
Yeah, we probably should get
started.
Yes.
Maybe
So-
sitting around here.
In the interest of being completely open, I did a thing. And
You did a thing?
yeah, and I will produce the box of Benton glass
Mm-hmm.
and look at Kellic.
Oh.
So,
I had wondered where that was.
I took that, yeah, and but not to use. I took it because I didn't want you to have it.
But you gave it to me.
I did because at that point I didn't trust myself to not give it to anyone else, or myself for that matter. But now that we are here and we are going to these magic shops, I'm sorry, by the way, that I took it. I'm wondering what we should do with it. Should we keep it? Or maybe sell it? Or trade it for like a new shield?
I don't know that there's an ethical application of Benton glass.
Using it as currency might be ethical.
Well, but whoever we gave it to is going to use it for something.
Well, if it's a magic shop, presumably they'll sell it.
Right, but that's not.
People can buy it other places. I mean, it's not like it's not for sale.
I know, Ulma, but there's a difference between things happening in the world and us taking part in them.
Also, we are trying to save the world, and if we don't have enough to do it, and it's either we fail and the world explodes, or we take some Benton glass and fix the world, it might still be good to hold on to it. We don't want to sell all our tools before we know what we need to use.
I know, but
But we need other tools.
Yeah, but
as we've learned,
I have
everything has a cost, right? And Benton glass cost, I think, outweighs its value.
Depends on what you're using it for, right? I mean,
If we save the world, what costs us too much?
Signing a contract with a demon, for example.
Which we all had to do,
But-
unfortunately.
It also kind
But
of
our contract was at least something. It was saving the world is our contract with the demon. That's a little bit different.
We're already doing that.
Right,
you know?
yes.
I mean, I
Common
don't know
interest.
about you guys, but if taking Benton glass fulfills the contract, I'll do it. If that's the only way, and I need
Not-
to take it to do something with it, I'll take Benton glass.
I think you have to draw the line somewhere, Flynn.
I mean, I'd rather see the world survive if that means that I don't.
If we lose ourselves in the process of saving the world, then how different are we than the new gods, for example?
there's
Is
no
there
thing.
enough-
There's no. So go ahead, Oma.
Is there enough bent glass here for any one person to lose themselves?
Yes. Once is enough.
Well, then you're here to stop me.
I already tried
Or
that.
we could just get rid of the thing and then nobody needs to be there to stop anyone.
Well, why didn't you get rid of it when you had it for all those weeks?
Well, we've been a little busy on
We have.
I vote to keep it in case we need it, but I'll leave it up to everyone.
Destiny?
I don't want to use it, but it'd be stupid to trade it if it ends up being something we needed.
And Thessaly just looks at the bending glass. Calic, I understand. And we all know there is a cost to everything. One of my new tenants says no matter the cost. And I understand. I don't want any of us to lose ourselves. But is there any price you wouldn't pay to ensure, well, and she kind of waves her hands around at like everything around you in the city. I think the difference between us and the new gods, if we were to hang on to this, if we were to use it, is that they did it for themselves, and we're doing it for everyone else. But
I think they probably thought they were doing it for everyone else. I think that... What if the cost is creating our own phylactery so that we can continue the fight, right?
Hold on.
Wait,
What
this question is only as practical as it is case by case. I think there's a...
It's only as a last resort.
What do you vote, Destiny?
and she looks at you, Kellic, and kind of an apology in her eyes. I think we keep it.
Oma?
Keep it.
Kellic?
Destroy it.
Seeker.
It's fine. It's not like there won't be a million other opportunities for us to make terrible choices. What's the point in eliminating one? Pop up like a hydra.
I think why you make the choice matters.
I think we've been making some pretty good choices.
I agree.
Still was not a great person. But they are why I am out. They made it a good choice, at least. Everything has consequences, even that decision. The decision for Oma's family to give up so much so that we could have the information that we have now. Would you give that up? To give us a chance to save the world? With just
Not
a
get
chance.
confused here. I would give anything.
So we don't.
I would, but I would not take anything. I would not give up the thing that I'm fighting for, the person I am.
No, don't.
We're not asking you to do it. And that's partially why I took it from you. So you wouldn't have to make that choice.
Well, let's be practical here. Among us, I might be the best person to use it.
No, you would.
So,
But I won't ask you to use it.
all right. Well, we'll keep it then.
We're not going to need it, but
I'll take it. Put it back in my bag.
Yeah.
Off we go.
w- how's Seeker Scroll?
How's it doing?
It's right, yeah. No information on
Is
there.
it
No,
emotional?
It's silver.
Feeling
Oh.
okay.
How's it feeling? Yeah, it's right now it's yeah.
That's funny.
All right, lead the way. I Kellic or Seeker? I don't know this. Oh, Seeker probably, right?
Yeah, I know.
You just
I
have
know
to
where to
know
go.
what the best is.
Yeah, I can get us there quickly. And
All right.
look, Eldra's back.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Eldra.
Scared the shit out of me this morning.
Okay, so you guys pack up, clean up your rooms, grab your things, and head out of the swaying bow and into the green ring. So you guys currently are in an area. So the green ring itself is very large. So there's actually multiple neighborhoods and sort of sectors within the green ring. You guys currently are in the northwest section, which is known as just the glades. But the way that you transverse between the rings is actually like magical lifts that are located at various points throughout the city. You guys have not gone anywhere outside of the green ring as of yet, but as you make your way towards the lift, Seeker, you know the locations of most of them. They're basically like situated every like half mile or so, all the way around each ring, and fewer, of course, as they go upwards. But you make your way over to the lift, winding your way through the green ring, and find yourselves there at the base of the wall. You are able to pay. It's like a copper. It's a kind of a public service, but there is a little bit of a fee to use up and down, or to go up and down just for maintenance and to pay the mages and things like that who operate it. So you guys square up with as far as the cost goes, and you slowly find yourself rising on the magical lift. You see that there's no like obvious barriers or like railings or anything like that, but you can see that like you guys are going up with a lot of different people, right? There's various people who go up and down throughout the day, and you can see that like a little kid like wanders over and they push their hands against some form of invisible barriers. Their like little nose goes up against the glass and they're like, "Whoa, mom, this is so cool!" Like, and you guys can see as you rise up, you see the Gulf of Nakir off to the west. And you see the small town of Aranos, which is actually, Westreach is technically about a mile away from the ocean and lifted up. So there is a separate kind of port town. It's beautiful. Even from up here, you can see that the elven architecture is still in full effect down there. You see like white stone, and you can actually see from this high vantage point the seawall of the port itself, as well as two large statues that are depictions, Seeker, you would know this, of the first two queens of Westreach. Queen Alari, who took power after Queen Tialra passed away at the start of the Great War, and then of course Queen Tialra herself, both of them sort of standing, their hands outstretched out to sea. And you can see you see the wastes, sort of the verdant hills begin to give way to more and more arid lands as you get off into the northwest. It's technically not the border of the waste. The border of the waste is still probably like almost 250 miles away from you guys. You see the land begins to like kind of dry out a little bit as it gets closer and closer. But as you go upwards, you see the green ring spread up before you, and you arrive at the blue ring. And as you get up, and you exit onto the blue ring, immediately the smell of the air changes as you smell salt and you smell seawater. And as you arrive at the blue ring, you see a wildly different architecture all around. You see white stucco buildings with sort of blue tiled roofs all over the place. But most of the land in the blue ring is not land at all, but in fact, large canals and natural formed lagoons and things like that all wind sort of through with patches of land in between. You see bridges that soar over canals in various aspects. And as you look, you can see people like swimming along these canals as the sort of sea elf population that does call Westreach home there's this ward that has been built for them. So you can see like all these, again, various waterways and things like that connect the city, and you can see creatures and things like that swimming along throughout. But there are plenty of pathways for you guys to get over as you cross through the blue ring and eventually make your way up into the gold ring. As you get up there, again, wildly different. You see like mostly white stone and gray stone architecture that has been carved out from the bedrock of the door. And you see like gold and bronze capped buildings and things like that. This area is very busy. This is where most of the commerce and trade happens here within Westreach, is on this third ring, the gold ring. You can see people going on about their days, running back and forth, like all kinds of different peoples and races represented. But everybody is busy and moving about. But eventually, find your way up into the purple ring. This ring, and these each get concentrically smaller as you rise up. The green ring, of course, being the largest. But as you get up to the purple ring itself is maybe like a half a mile across in total. So it's almost like a very specific section of town. But you can see off in the distance as you wind your way through. Eventually, you come upon the Altar of the Three, which is where you're going first, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, here we are.
So you see before you actually kind of like out on a sort of like almost isolated, like out on an edge, facing, it's on the eastern side of the purple ring itself, so as to better see the rising sun as it crests the mountains to the east. You see what can only be described as maybe one of the most beautiful edifices you've ever seen. You see this large, beautiful cobblestone walkway with plinths atop which you see these continual flames that are burning in this bright sort of golden hue that lead up to a large stone staircase that goes up into this this big round building with fluted columns that go up the sides. Between them, almost like unmoored, is just pure glass. It's almost, this whole edifice is made from what looks like beautiful like white marble, and then you see like gold webbing throughout this glass that is basically the panes that holds it all together. But you see it's like a sparkling visage of just beauty. And atop it, you see sort of floating, like free floating above, actually a very not dissimilar symbol from her infinite embrace. You see 3 massive interlocking rings that are like look to be fashioned from pure gold. They're each about 20 feet in diameter, just like sitting above the temple itself. You see 2 huge glass doors, again, all paned in gold and brass, that are open right now. And then a walkway that sort of goes around this building, but on either side of it, you see pools of perfectly still water that are just like, and you just see that, like, everything is kind of reflective. And now, this early in the morning, you see as the sunlight from the east is hitting this building, and it's just like, it's a vision. It's sparkling and beautiful. You see acolytes in robes that are wandering around. This is the full brilliance of Famir on display here in Westreach, aided by, the impressive architecture of this city. And it's gorgeous. I have a question for Kellic. How does he feel when he sees this place?
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Does anybody know?
Question mark.
Secret.
Does anybody know how I'm feeling? Or
What the significance of this place?
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. No, I've never talked about it. But yeah, I mean, you see some like clear, firstly, just awe at, like, this is the thing that I worship. This is the epitome of what Famir's like glory is supposed to be. The reason for all the pageantry is like for this effect to be like, this is what unity looks like, this is what peace looks like, is this resplendent thing that is connective and shows the world as it could be, in a sense. And so there's also, but there's a sort of pride in seeing that, and there's also a sort of a smaller feeling that might be reflected, and a little more like specificity to the way that I'm looking around the place, the way that I'm kind of like noticing the features of it as we pass by, particularly as I'm like looking up at things. And yeah, I guess that would be my reaction overall to this, like a breathlessness too.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, it's it's something else. It's like I said, probably the most beautiful building you guys have ever seen. And it's sparkling and glorious. And you see, again, very peaceful, right? People wandering around in robes. You see acolytes like in together in hushed conversation, sometimes impassioned conversation. You kind of catch like novices arguing about like you know how in every profession or like in every profession there's kind of like these age-old arguments that people get into, and like this person's theorem of this, and like you hear all of this discussion that kind of drifts into your ears, and that sense of familiarity settles as you guys walk forward and you enter into.
As we're walking up, I want to squeeze between Kellic and Tess and kind of squeeze you a little too hard, Kellic. It really is gorgeous. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
it's wow. It's everything I want it to be, you know.
I really am sorry I took the glass.
Oh, honestly, if I didn't trust you now, I'd be a fool. So, I don't love that you stole it from me. You know, I think we could have talked about it instead.
Yeah.
But I trust you. You felt that you wanted to hold it, then, well, I mean, you're the higher ranking temple official. Anyway.
Yeah, well, that is true. And I want you to know it's not all on you. You don't have to make every tough decision, and you don't have to hold all of the responsibility. I know you think you do.
Well, it's not. It's hard to explain. This doesn't make any sense, but I feel that it maybe describes my feeling. I don't have to, but I must. I must. If I didn't have a say, well, then I would only have myself to blame for not taking up arms, making a choice. We have to own the power that we have. And well, for most of my life, I've had some power. And I've made mistakes. Recently. But at least I made them. But as far as the burden goes, I appreciate you sharing it. And for what it's worth, you all have. And I look at Thessaly, and I look to Oma and Flynn. At no point in this have I been carrying it out on my own. Just feels that way sometimes.
You do carry a lot. And what you just explained is helpful. But hey, we are here. I'll pat your back. Maybe slightly too hard. Get in there. Go talk to one of your gods.
As you guys enter.
Off to the side.
Yeah.
Probably like a bit away. If I could, I'd be like walking next to Alma. Do you think that like we can get to the very top? Or do you think they'd stop us?
The very top of what?
Just the very tippy top of this place. Very shiniest point.
Of the statues?
No,
Or the
building.
buildings?
Yeah. I bet you the view's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, no one could stop me if I was invisible.
Right? And I mean, like, I can't go invisible, but that's just more of a challenge, you know?
Are you good at climbing?
I'd like to think so. I mean, I won that event at your...
That was running.
Yeah, but it was balance.
Climbing isn't about balance.
Do you want to race then?
To the top of the building?
You're right, we don't have time. Also, I want to know. I want to know too. Do you have a bow slung on your shoulder now, or no?
Yeah.
Where'd you get the bow from, by the way?
Oh, Griff gave it to me. Kind of made it for me. It's my bow.
He made you a bow?
Yeah, he likes me. He made me a bow.
Why does he like you?
I'm likable.
He doesn't like anyone.
Well, I'm special.
I mean, I know you're special, but like, does he know that?
He made me a bow, so I guess.
Think he'll make me a bow?
No.
Well, did he teach you how to use it?
Yeah.
Really, really good with it?
I mean, it's like what he does all day long, so yeah, he's pretty good.
No, I mean, are you?
Oh, am I?
Yeah, like,
I mean, I'm learning.
well, you want. I know we're not really always near Griff, and we're always together. If you want help, I mean, kind of my thing is like weapons and stuff, so.
Right. I saw you teaching Seeker
Yeah, I
how to use
helped
the
him out with
sword.
some
So,
stuff
like,
with sword.
I know you know how to use weapons.
Yeah, so like if you want, we can do target practice sometime if you want.
Yeah. Like, when we have time.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be going and there's gonna be downtime during the waste and like when we're not fighting for our lives, and maybe if you're not busy, I can help you with learning some bow skills. I haven't used mine in a while, but I think it's kind of like swinging a sword. You can kind of just remember.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like the opposite of swinging a sword.
Well, it's the opposite, but the idea of it's the same. Where it's like you don't forget it. So like I
Right.
might, yeah.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Anyway, offers there. If we have time, maybe we do race. But if no time, no race.
Like running race or like
I mean, like, it's however you can get up there. I don't think there's any rules. I think that's
like
fun.
climbing.
Or flying. Can you fly?
No.
Have you tried?
I have not tried.
How
to
does your
fly.
magic work? Don't you just like think and it happens?
You know, I don't really know how it works, Flynn.
Right, you're right. Maybe we'll get some answers to that too in this other temple.
Sometimes it just kind of happens.
Yeah, I know. You turned into a raven
A lot
once.
of times I want things to happen and then they do. But I don't really understand it any more than you do.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I understood it, but you know, geez, things took a turn.
Yeah, I mean, you get your magic, but I think mine's different.
Yeah. Well, maybe one day we can work on that stuff together too.
Work on magic together?
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean,
you got the magic gone
in the
inside
middle
you.
of like saving the world, we'll find time to race and to shoot a
think so.
bow and to learn magic together.
Yeah.
There's
Totally.
okay, we could do that.
Cool.
Awesome.
I don't know. My magic is very different from your magic,
Hey,
so like.
I feel like we're gonna have time during. Anyway, let's catch up to them. We're falling behind.
You guys catch up as you guys enter into the interior of the altar.
Mm-hmm.
You see a huge, like, open edifice for the most part. Like, it's very open. The entirety of the ceiling is constructed from glass with gold panes running through so that the entirety of all that light is coming down in here. You see in a mirror of outside, you see a sort of large central, not fountain, but like a pool that sits in the middle of the area here. And you can see like people going on about their day, like again, acolytes engaged in things. There are staircases that lead kind of down. Actually, it looks like some of these areas. It was hard to tell, but it's likely that a lot of the sort of like chambers and things like that people would stay in, or that the acolytes are housed in, are probably like a little further back, kind of behind the building, through these pathways. Probably, and actually, you probably were able to tell they go like underneath the pools outside, so that the ceilings are made from glass and like the water is always present above. But you see this relatively open space. So, what are you looking for, Kellic? What do you do?
Yes, no wonder he fell. I'm gonna look for a Ka'a if one is present.
Okay.
I'm gonna elbow Flynn. So we're just gonna like be here for a little bit, and then we're gonna go to a magic shop. Is that what we're doing?
So I think we have to go to another temple too.
Oh, are we all staying together to go to all these temples?
I don't know what. I'll look over to see what Seeker's doing.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like looking around for a temple of flowers. Like I'm looking for the black temples.
All right.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I'll look over to
No, you're
Seeker. And if is he still around?
Yeah, I'm just hanging.
Seeker, are we like? Are we all going together, or are we going with you?
Hey,
Calic,
could you just kick? This is a
I
place
don't- I don't
of
know if
quiet
it-
reflection,
I don't
right?
know if
It's
you're
over
supposed to
there. We're
yell, yeah.
screaming. Huh?
I don't think you're supposed to yell.
Outside,
Oh.
you can. They weren't screaming either.
What's
they were
your
having
question?
a spirited discussion.
Well, are we going with you and with you?
I
That
invited
was
you.
what we said
Yes.
at the inn earlier.
This conversation is interrupted as you do see a robed acolyte who bears the tri-ring tattoo on the forehead. You see before you about 6'1", closely cropped brown hair, pale skin, brown eyes, who's wearing the vestments of Famir, and sort of folds their hands and welcomes all of you. And says, "Good afternoon. I am Catapults Omaveris. Welcome to the Temple of Famir. How may I assist you today? Is there anything in particular you're looking for?"
Just a place to do my prayers, I suppose. I understand there's some private reflection pools. I don't know if there's any available or how that's decided, but that would be grand if I could access one of those.
Indeed, if you'd like somewhere private. There's also, of course, and they point, and you can see there are other people who are like sort of leaning, like, or rather kneeling reverently at that sort of large circular pool in the center as well. People who are just, doing prayers or what have you. But if you'd like for a private chamber, one can be arranged, although it may take some time. I believe most of them are being used currently. But how long do you have? And are you wearing your pendant now?
I am, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
He clocks it, and suddenly there's a new
Affectation.
affectation with the way that he speaks to you. But not knowing like how to place you, because he also looks at the forehead. There's no
Right.
tri-ring tattoo.
Yeah.
But that is a very recognizable,
Yeah.
like,
It's a
thing.
more.
yeah. So he and suddenly you see him kind of on the back foot. How may I address you?
Oh, Kellic. Kellic is fine. No titles necessary.
Calic. Very well.
Yes.
Would you like to wait for one of the private rooms, or
How long are you thinking?
at about half an hour?
Yes, that'd be fine. That'd be grand. Yes. No, that works. I'd love to take a look around, actually.
Of course. Please avail yourself of the. Well, and just kind of like turns, and looks at the splendor of everything. But yeah, as you kind of, as and this is all kind of happening, like to get the
Right.
conversation erupted. Maybe you guys go off and have a little bit of discussion. But yeah, you sort of look around and you see this beautiful place, and as you're sort of looking, the warmth of the light kind of bathing in this chamber kind of just wraps itself around you in a way, and you see the still pool in the center of this chamber. You see all the people kind of gathered around it, and like a sort of sense of peace kind of settles on your shoulders. What does Kellic do? Where does it go?
I guess I would kneel at that central reflection pool and sort of take stock of the people around it, and try and just see, like, are they young? Are they old? Are they, like, what are their expressions like?
Yeah.
With what spirit are they in this chamber?
This early in the morning, you see it's a fairly mixed crowd. You see about 2/3 of everybody around the pool are acolytes. They're dressed in the vestments of Famir, but 1/3 of everybody that's here is not. Right, they're worshipers. You see a wide spectrum of people. You see like 2 people who appear to be dressed in like finery, like probably nobles or like well-to-do merchants of some kind. You see someone who has, it looks like, clothing that is very reminiscent of the people that you saw yesterday in Dortamen. Someone who's come up here to pay homage before heading out for work in the morning.
Right.
But altogether, there's probably 15 people or so of that are not part of the church. Most of them look supplicant. They look like they're asking for just sort of a general blessing on the day. You see that two of them are Kellick's inside's very high. Two of them appear to be a little distraught. One of which is an older woman who is sort of sitting there, elvish woman who appears to be old, so she's probably well into her 5th century, and is sort of sitting there, like hands folded in front of her, and just like quietly whispering under her breath. And the other is actually the laborer that you see, and big burly guy, thick, heavy set shoulders with like kind of the forearms of a laborer. And he's just, again, kind of like quietly sitting, hands folded, looking at the pool, eyes open, just kind of like not saying anything.
And I look at all of them. And I look down at the pool. What must your shoulders feel like, I wonder? And I'll speak, and I'll be kind of taking stock of whether or not it seems to disturb anyone. We sit here, Famir, at your mercy, bewildered by glory, even in our darkest hours, as our family are out in the earth, bleeding for causes both mysterious and specific, otherworldly and close to our hearts. We ask for your grace. We ask for your protection. And we ask for your patience as we muddle through our own choices, our own options, as we try to do honor toward you. And I recognize, so too I think, that many among us, that you may have things to ask of us. That we here, seeing ourselves in your reflection, reflecting your light into each other's eyes, may visit your grace and your patience and your glory onto each other, onto the world around us, onto our friends and our family and our enemies. Like, we know that everything has a cost, but we also know that things can be traded for mutual benefit. So we give of ourselves that we may receive. We share in the glow of the light that reflects from us all. And I just bow my head.
As you sit in contemplation and reach out to Famir, you feel the warmth of this sun-dappled chamber again kind of settle around you, and that reflected light from all of these surfaces envelop you, and feel warm. And the light swells. It grows. Into subtle white. And you see in the pool reflected in front of you the light shifting. And the rest of you see is in the chamber above Kellic. The light begin to coalesce. You see at first as the beams bend and shift, as they take shape. And you open your
everyone
eyes,
can see this?
and everybody can see.
Everybody.
Does
Everybody.
everyone else like
Like
stop?
It's like
people
above.
have stopped, and they're starting
And
to
it's
like
above
look,
us.
and
Look
it's
up and
above.
stuff.
It's
Okay.
directly above Kellic. And you see, as that light begins to take shape, a feminine form, shrouded in robes made from starlight and the first rays of dawn. And her form swells in your vision until she takes up the entirety of the chamber before you. You see hair flowing. It moves as if underwater, caught in a gentle breeze, framing a feminine face with eyes that blaze with brilliance. And you see all of you as this feminine form bends down and reaches her hand towards you. For too long I have left you unanswered, my child.
That's quite all right. I understand.
You take her hand?
I like at first I'm like I don't know what to do with my hands. Like I have that, and then if I like sort of like reach tentatively, and then given with no response, I'll reach my hand up.
Which hand?
My charred,
Ooh.
burnt hand.
Oh.
Yeah.
She takes it. And she sweeps her other arm away. And to you, Kellic, everything falls away. The light swells and grows in your eyes as the only thing you can focus on is her face. That beautiful form with the eyes that blaze with the dawn. And she sweeps her arm out and everything fades. And you see something take shape on the horizon. You see a horizon. And it begins to take shape. You see a vast blue curve with the rays of the sun hitting the edge. You see land spread out beneath you, bathed in brilliant gold, blue and green and brown, as you sit above the world of Elbor. The stars like a tapestry behind you, not in black, but all of them so brilliant and so bright, as if scattered diamonds across a field of purple and pink and deep, deep blue. You see the vast blue, mountains, rivers, valleys, the thousands of tiny towns and villages, all spread out across the earth. And it's for you, as if every star behind you shines. And before you, floating, both all-encompassing and somehow so intimate at once. You see her. And she reaches up a hand, and she brushes it across your face. For too long, I have left you unanswered. And I know you have learned the truth. I know you have questions. Ask them of me, and I will answer where I can.
I had hoped you would somehow tell me it wasn't true. Well,
I feel very much that we are in a bind. I'm sure you feel that way as well. The outcast must be stopped. But if we stop him, then we may make Elbor vulnerable to all manner of things that we know nothing of. I fear for... And I just look down at the, like, gobsmacking vista of Elbor below
You
us.
see it all.
Fear for this whole land. Gosh, it's so beautiful.
And she reaches out and she touches like your forehead. And awareness floods into you. You feel your consciousness expand almost painfully as you feel her light carried on the souls of all of her believers press into you. And you start to see images. You see a tribe of elves dancing around a fire in the wood, the shadows that once haunted them vanished. You see an orc family with a newborn, safe within a small home. A tribe of Aarakocra, a familiar man at the head as they're on the wing.
Oh!
A small drow boy walking through the woods, a brass helmet affixed to his head and a bow in his hands. A blacksmith and his daughter rebuilding their house in a small, quiet town in the north of Kaldor. An old man milking a cow. His wife brings him a glass of water in the early morning. A family in their home, and a mother with short hair, just now regrowing on the side of her head to cover up the faintest burn scars. A queen giving her son and her husband a hug and a kiss, each as they mount horses and depart a city of white and gold. Over and over, images of the many, many people you have come across, many places you've seen, and the people you've helped and who you've saved. If I am to go, so be it. There is hope this time. They will go on without us, if need be.
What would I do without you?
And you see a little girl and a woman with a scar across her face. Dark-skinned man wearing purple. And a young Iron Light Sentinel. See your mother? Afreed. Many friends. And then she reaches. She puts her hand to your chest. I live here.
I'll touch your hand.
We could not. First time. We could not condemn the world to what the gods of malice had brought. And now. And then she looks down at your hand. There is hope for him yet. But the others will not see us. Attack the outcast. And so it falls to you. And I am sorry for this part.
See.
And she reaches up again. She touches the front of your head. And you see a scene. You see a mostly moonless night during the Everdawn not too long ago. You see a woman shrouded in a black cloak. As she stands before towering figures, yellow skin and deep black eyes, the forms of the Ravagers that hunted you just a few nights ago. You see as the black cloaked figure turns, and you see a drow woman and a wicked smile appear across her face. Before that vision fades, there are those among the new who do not wish you to find what you seek.
It will spell their end.
Yes,
They must think that it's still within their power to control it.
as did we.
Well, you succeeded. So far.
She sweeps her arms again. And the world beneath you falls away as you fall downward, speeding as fast as light itself. And as the light fades, you find yourself in a city street you don't recognize. Strange architecture all around you. You see ramshackle buildings crammed together in the shadows of great walls that fly far above the streets. As ash falls from the sky, and people wearing little more than rags, looking sallow and haggard, walk the streets as if lost, coughing and hacking. She waves her arm again, and you see another small town surrounded by twisted creatures, overrunning the walls until the demonic forms overrun the streets and set about their carnage. Before she waves her hands again, you see vast swaths of forest with trees broken and bent, fields withered and dying as despondent farmers, looking hollow and near death, pick through dry ground, attempting to find the fruits of their labor. Over and over, scenes of hopelessness, of ruin, the destruction and pestilence brought upon Elbor by the gods of malice. And finally, the last thing you see in a building, a woman, dark-haired, pale skin, blue eyes, kneeling over a sick man as he coughs out his last breath, and the tears of sadness as you see Famir as she once was. And the final straw that led her down the path. You see the determination and the fierceness in this woman's eyes as she stands, turns, and walks from the room. And you're back above Elbor. See, there was so little hope. So few of us left. And we could not condemn those who lived, those who survived, to make their way in a world without help. And that same awareness floods into you. And the choice that they had to make between ending the outcast and themselves and condemning a world so twisted and so deeply scarred and hurt to the ravages of everything that the gods of malice had brought upon it.
The world suffers still.
And she reaches out and she grabs your chin. But there is hope this time.
Aye. There are those who will repair the things that get broken. How do we kill the outcast? How do we end Vasronath? Prevent his rampage?
And she takes your hand and she puts it on her collarbone. And you feel that same awareness flood into your mind and a sense of burgeoning power as, for but a moment, Famir lets you brush against the divinity held within her. When the time comes, I will cede my spark to you.
I see. How will I know when that time comes?
Because I'll be with you.
Okay. Is there... Right. Do we speak now within earshot of the new gods?
And she kind of smiles, and you see the iron behind her.
Uh-huh.
My light is diminished, but not yet faded. They cannot find us here.
What if you were to try to... Well... take your own divinity away in an effort to sever the contract that they would stop you? I see. We go now to the west to stop Amberstone. From there, I don't know. We have to find the island that houses the outcast. Is that our most direct route? There's some other way.
There are other paths, but this is the most assured.
I see. So no effective wayward efforts to try to slay Amriel or some such. That'd be less.
So, man. Each time, something is lost. But our power is still less than theirs, and diminishing by the day. We all have little left that we use to stay hidden. For when we do fall, I fear it's an inevitability now. The bonds we put upon him will break. This is why I do not take my own life or that of my kin. I will not condemn this world.
I see.
Someone must be there to
The
stand
new
at the
gods
gate.
will not be enough. I wonder if they'll fight alongside us.
And she reaches out, she takes your arm.
had hoped.
I've seen his heart. There's hope for him. You must make him remember. Make him remember what it means. And then she waves her hand again, and you see that the flood of images, all of the people here within Elbor, all the many, many faces you've seen. If you make him remember, perhaps.
My partner. She's been haunted by some dreams of an angel, Ayana. Can you provide her guidance? Or at least... Well, I don't know where that might take her. But they are a resolute sort, so where they go, I don't know that I can stop or protect them.
And there's a look of sadness comes over her face. That news will soon come. And their path will lead away from yours. Trust. They will be placed on the path that is best for them. And you are on the one best for you.
And you'll look after them.
I'll do what I can.
We all are doing what we can.
But there's no reason we shouldn't have a little help. And she reaches out to you. She places her hand upon your chest. Always, you have reflected my light from your eyes. I would have you carry that light into the world. And you feel an offering.
Find it fitting that Zachriel is a keeper of vows. I vow to bring your light wherever I go.
And you feel that light spread through you as you, in this space, begin to emanate light. Kellic, in addition to a grave domain cleric, you are also now a light domain cleric.
What?
What?
You gain all of the features of the light domain, including the known spells, channel divinity options, and all of the other abilities.
Oh, snap.
Holy shit.
As the crucible you have walked, attempting to stride between these two worlds and be the champion of two gods. It's finally cemented.
Oh my god.
And you now serve two domains, two gods,
Yo.
and carry the spark of both with you.
When the time comes, the others.
She just nods.
All right. I'll let them know. I'm sure they'll feel no pressure. Thank you.
She reaches up, brushes her hand across your face. And she doesn't say anything. You feel the warmth envelop you as the light passes through your eyes. And it fades. You find yourself once again back in the temple. And to your eyes, the rest of you, you see as tri-ring symbol on Kellick's forehead flares, and it's up to you if it stays.
Ooh.
I will say this. Above table.
Yeah.
Just above table.
Yeah.
You don't have to have it on display. This is just a fucking sweet thing that turns on when you want it to.
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
I'll say.
I don't want to permanently disfigure
no,
your character.
I appreciate it. It's so complicated.
Yeah.
His journey has been so much about not needing that anymore. So
Yeah.
I think, like, I mean, if you allow me to turn it off and on,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Then, yeah, I think, it'll flare, and it'll like, ooh, it'll flare in bright light, and then it'll diminish into embers that flicker out. Into little dust, and there's just the tiniest, like, you have to like squint your eyes really closely to see the like black, like tiny little particles of the 3 rings in my forehead. So it's not quite a tattoo, it's almost like just this little etching in my forehead.
And to all of you, like, you saw this woman, this figure bend down, touch Kellick's hand, and in a moment vanishes as that flaring light emanates from his head. You only saw the point of contact, and everything took place just for you.
Ooh.
And
then
that's
he's
what
just-
you all see.
Wow.
And complete silence has fallen
Yeah.
in this space as most people bow their heads towards you and towards her.
And I'll just look to the 2 folks who I saw that were kind of more grief stricken, and I'll just like give them both like once, and then the other just like sturdying touch, just the softest touch and reassurance as much as I can.
The woman and the man both are like just in awe, and like as they look, they just grab a hold of your hand as if somehow maybe being close to you is.
I'll put my other hand on top of theirs.
And they're stricken, like they
Yeah.
can't even speak. They're literally just witnessed a miracle. And you guys see as Kellick stands up, the tri-ring tattoo fades from his head, walks over, and the gentleman who you spoke to walks over. If it's all the same, I think I'd prefer to address you as Ka'a, Kellick.
You know, let's call it Ka'azeist.
Ka'azeist. We'll pick up there next time.
Yo!
Gonna be a guy.
We all are.
Thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed watching that as much as we enjoyed playing it. We'll catch you next time. Bye, nerds.
I fully agree.
I'm never ready with tissues when I need them. It's like instant snot.
What the shit? I had so many questions.
Hey, nerds. Rodney here. Hey, come on in here for a second. I know you're enjoying Venture Forth, and we appreciate it. Please make sure you like, follow, and subscribe on all the platforms you use. Also, make sure to tell your friends so the word can get out there. To go the extra mile, hit that Patreon. Get yourself some amazing and exclusive bonus content, which is also going to help the show grow. All right, later, nerds.
Type shit. Skibbity.